Imagine for a moment that you wake up one morning and find yourself in a prison. You are a prisoner in a prison in which the final sentence is unknown. Not just your typical prisoner. You see, a typical prisoner is locked away in a jail and has the ability to eat, sleep, conversate, and although restricted to a limited, confined area, is able to move about. I'm talking about waking up one morning and finding yourself a prisoner in your own body, unable to get out of bed, unable to make a single solitary limb, unable to move your head, your neck, unable to speak, unable to move a single muscle. In fact, the only movement left which you are able to control, besides your bladder and sphincter, is your eyes. The inability to move your head, however, limits your visibility to your peripherals. Every walking moment, your eyes looking up, down, and side to side, and repeat. All of this in addition to excruciating pain. In this type of prison, death is certain. But when will it come? That is unknown. No one should be forced to endure such a prison without a choice. My speech today is on involuntary euthanasia, and I am in favor of the right to die. Though my research on informational websites such as euthanasia.com and euthanasia.procon.org, I have found supportive and compelling facts advocating this position. I have also talked with individuals who have shared their personal stories recounting a struggle as they watch their loved ones slowly deteriorate. But more importantly, I have personally witnessed firsthand the circumstances under which involuntary euthanasia is not only an appropriate choice, but an absolutely necessary one. Voluntary euthanasia provides the following: a way to relieve pain, a way of relief when a person's quality on life is low. It frees up medical funds to help other people, and it is another case of freedom of choice. Voluntary euthanasia to the practice of ending a life in a painless manner. The subject has been the focus of many debates and great controversy in the recent years. The primary reason in favor of euthanasia is that it is the way for the terminally ill to be relieved from the extreme pain. And it provides a way when a person is living with a low quality of life due to their terminal illness. Perhaps you never experienced or witnessed an individual suffering in such a manner. Through my research, I have come across numerous testimonies and stories about such individuals, like the story of Carl Brooks. She began her first petition in the court when she was diagnosed with a terminal illness for the right to die. By the time her case was to be heard, she had to be wheeled into the courtroom. She was bent over in a fetal position, unable to speak, only able to nod vaguely, shrived up with pain. Or the case of John Pudling, suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease, as I described in my opening statements, a very excruciating and painful disease. But I would like to introduce you to a person I had the pleasure of knowing personally, my step-uncle's father, John Petty II. He was diagnosed with glioblastoma, a terminal brain tumor. I watched a healthy, strong man wither away over a course of 2 years in great pain. I was around to hear how difficult his situation was and how fearful his wife was when she talked about losing him, not just him, but all they had, due to medical costs of keeping him alive when there was no cure for what his condition was. According to an article in USA Today, if you are dying, the last 6 months of your life might well look like this. Your doctors, most specialists, about 46 times, spend more than 6 days in intensive care unit and stand 27% chance of dying in a hospital ICU. The tab for your doctor and the hospital care will run just over $23,000. Estimates show that about 27% of Medicare's Annual 327 billion budget goes to care for patients who are terminally ill in their final year of life. Living while you are dying is taxing and costly, both the families and our government's funds that can be used to help those who do have a chance of surviving their health conditions. Finally, although it is true that people have basic human dignity and life is scarce, life is not the only way of guaranteed the dignity of humans. People must have the right to choose a decent death if they cannot live like a human being and more people. Some people say a decent death is more important than the life of a moment of death. In conclusion, millions of people are diagnosed with several illnesses every day, such as cancer and Lou Gehrig's disease. These diseases have the potential to cause extreme pain. The delayed life is a future filled with pain and indignity. People want to die peacefully without suffering. Therefore, we should respect their rights to die if those patients want to assist death. I simply ask this question. How can you condemn someone to live when they have no quality of life? I don't know about you, but when I die, I don't want my family to help themselves because they're glad I finally passed away watching them suffer, or me suffer. What are we waiting for? Why is euthanasia still illegal? Why must these people die to torment agony? Torture is a criminal offense, yet we inflict it on all those struggling in their own nightmare between death and life, as they wait for the release of death. This is a criminal. Legalize euthanasia, if not for the people who are suffering every day with terminal illness, then for your own peace of mind. Thank you.